Hello, my friends. So it's day two, and you are now like full on writing. You got your introduction all ready to rock and roll, and you're like diving in. There's a couple of things I want you to know that writers do that that enhance their writing and sort of ramp it up a little bit. It elevates the quality of their writing. Um, and I'm going to be honest with you, when you revise and you edit, and you have like you've learned probably all of your writing life that, oh, I'm going to write my whole draft and now I'm going to revise it and now I'm going to edit it. And I don't really think that writers actually do that. I mean, they do, but they don't just like wait until they're done with their entire story and then they start revising. You're actually revising as you go along, and you're actually editing as you go along. But since you've already started, I want to show you, I'm going to share my screen. I want to show you how you can actually start making some changes right out of the gate to your piece. There's two things that you can do. One of them is you can make words and phrases stronger and a little bit more interesting. So you're writing and you're writing and you're writing, and suddenly you're like, you know what? I think I'm going to try to make some of my words and phrases a little bit stronger and more interesting. So let's just start with that. So here is the piece, the Brazil story that you guys have been reading to use as a mentor text. The author did not write the words that are in black and red, and also in blue. But I'm going to show you what those words could have sounded like if the author hadn't chosen some more interesting words. Giselle got out of bed. Well, that's true. She might have gotten out of bed. But what if she said, Giselle bounded out of bed? Suddenly you can actually, you can see her like getting out of bed. Like it's a better verb. So any place where you've used a verb, you can look and you can see, not every single place, obviously, but is there a better verb that I can use? Another one is, later that day, Giselle sleepily walked off the plane and was greeted by Alessandra and her aunt and uncle. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. This is the one. Giselle sleepily walked off the plane and saw Alessandra and her aunt and uncle. Yeah, maybe she did see her, but it might be better to say that she was greeted by them. That's a little bit fancier. You can even take, like, she sleepily walked off the plane. Maybe she trudged off the plane, or maybe she lumbered off the plane. Finding better verbs to use that will make your writing a little bit more interesting. So yes, she took her guidebook out and went downstairs to see Alessandra. She took her guidebook and went downstairs. Yeah, maybe she did take her guidebook, but what about if she said she grabbed her guidebook and went downstairs? When Giselle woke up that day, she felt refreshed and ready to go and get out and explore all that Rio had to offer. She grabbed her guidebook and she went out the door. Like, grabbed is better. So again, I want to just remind you that when you're writing, you can actually find better words to use that are a little bit more interesting and help describe what's happening in the story. Phrases are also possible to change. Now, the author might have said, Alexandra hugged Giselle and said welcome in Portuguese. But what about if she wrote, Bem-vinda, Alessandra said as she hugged Giselle. Giselle knew that meant welcome in Portuguese. Well, that's way better than, this is like telling, this is showing. All right, another one, they ate toast with jam and went out. Yeah, maybe they did. But that's like just, you told me they ate and they went out. What about if she said, they both gobbled down toast with jam? Now I can picture, they're like not just eating, but they're like a typical breakfast in Brazil, and then we're on their way. Maybe they were excited, and so they didn't just eat it. It's not like, so how's it going? How's your day been so far? No, it's like, let's go. I want to go. I'm like, yeah, I'm so excited. So they ate, they both gobbled down their toast with jam, and it's way better. So you want to think about what it is that you're trying to say. What are you trying to convey to the reader without telling them? You want to show them. Okay. Another thing that your author may have considered was to add in strong sentences that elaborate and clarify the writing for the reader. So how can I add strong sentences that elaborate on what I want to say? All right, so let me go back to this. This is what your writer might have said. Oh, but that's really where I want to go, stated Giselle. I actually just visited the Statue of Liberty for the first time, and I've lived in New York City my whole life. I didn't think I'd like it. Well, okay, but we can go to the soccer match afterwards. Maybe. Or how about this? Oh, I actually just visited the Statue of Liberty for the first time, and I've lived in New York City my whole life. I didn't think I'd like it. There are so many stairs to climb, but once I got to the top, the view was so beautiful, I couldn't believe I'd waited so long to see it. That totally is elaborating on something way more than just saying, "Oh, I thought it was I didn't think I'd like it." Done. As opposed to, "Why didn't you think that you would like it?" Well, there are so many stairs to climb. But once I got there, I realized it was pretty awesome. Right? Another way that maybe the author might have written something to help us learn a little bit more about what she's trying to say. Again, we're thinking about adding in strong sentences that elaborate and clarify, would be to think about this. It says Cristo Redentor is a symbol of Brazilian Christianity. It is almost 100 feet tall at the top of Corcovado Mountain. It is listed as one of the one of the new seven wonders of the world. Mhm. Or all of that. It is listed as one of the new seven wonders of the world. To get to the top, you need to either climb 220 steps or take an elevator and escalators. Giselle closed the book and looked at Alessandro with a scared look. Oh, I don't think I can climb all those stairs, she confessed. Well, let's take the elevator. There is so much action happening in that idea. There is so much that I can visualize. This author here is showing me the scene between these two characters. I'm not really getting it in this little bit. So I just want you to continue considering when you're writing, no matter where you are right now in your story, is there something that I could do? Can I go back into my story and ramp it up a little bit, elevate the quality of my writing so that my reader is getting a better picture of what is happening? Can I use better verbs? Are there better nouns? Are there better adjectives? Can I make those phrases a little bit more interesting? Can I take and elaborate on what it is that I'm trying to say? To be continued. I hope you're having a good time with this. This is yours. This is yours for forever. So you might as well make it so extraordinary so that someday when you look back, you go, holy moly, I can't believe I was in third grade when I wrote this. Okay. Have a lovely rest of your day, my friends. Bye.